Samay Raina playing a Grandmaster. It's not often that this happens, but can he put up a tough fight is the question. So we are going to analyze this game. Let's have a look. This is the starting position when the cameras went on. Click, and we have an English opening. And यहाँ पे Samay has just taken the pawn on e5, and his Grandmaster opponent takes it back with the knight. Samay shows a bit of hesitation here and then puts the bishop on e2, which to his credit is a great move. You do not want to put the bishop on d3. Knight has its sight on the bishop. You do not want to lose the bishop pair even if you're Samay Raina. Grandmaster brings his knight to e7 and Samay quickly takes the knight and he takes back with the bishop. That's a great choice because once you take on e5, it's a difficult move for black to make. If you take with the pawn, you spoil your castling, your bishop is blocked. That's not what you want to do. And if you take with the bishop, you can imagine Samay playing e4 long term, bishop h6, and there could be a potential attack, maybe h4, h5, who knows, anything is possible. Samay castles, his opponent castles, and then he launches with f4. So instead of h4, he goes for the more ambitious but the more risky move, pawn to f4. What's the problem with this move? The problem is, well, it looks very obvious. You attack the bishop has to drop back, but isn't the bishop very comfortable on g7? You've kind of helped him along the way, and now you have a backward pawn on e3. This is the younger sibling in a family. This guy has gotten into IIT, and now this pawn, will face a lot of pressure to move forward. And Samay tries it. He pushes the pawn instantly. A very good move. But now black plays rook to e8, and his eyes are set on the e4 pawn. Samay is not even developed yet, and there's a lot of pressure on his center. Somebody was apparently talking to Samay, and Samay is like, let me play the game first, let me beat the Grandmaster, and then I'll get back to you. Now Samay panics, he's fiddling with his hand, he cannot find a move, and then he plays knight to d5. That's a very, very obvious looking move, but there is one problem with it. Can you find it? The problem is you're moving the same developed piece twice, and this knight was the piece defending your pawn. So maybe starting off with bishop f3 first, defending this pawn, releasing the knight from his duties, then maybe even developing this bishop somewhere so that this bishop doesn't become stronger, and then long-term knight d5 might be a very good move. But he plays knight d5 directly, and now black simply kicks the knight away. Knight takes, queen takes, and look at this weak pawn. The bishop is an absolute monster piece here. Samay holds his bishop and finally puts it on f3, but now bishop e6 and black is fully down. He touches the pawn, he touches the pawn. Okay, if he had moved that pawn, the rook would be lost. Okay, that's a fair take back. I think it's a friendly game, and now he will play rook to b1, but now black takes the pawn on c4 as well. This was the position. Bishop f3 played to defend the pawn, and that's why maybe now bishop d3 was better, keeping both pawns defended. Chess is a complex game, I know. And bishop f3 now played, black plays bishop e6, and here probably queen c2 from Samay would have been the best move. Then your long-term plan is rook b1, b3, bishop b2, and you are really hoping that black does not attack you again until all of this happens. And if this happens, then you're probably just fine. But yeah, as you can see, the GM did not give Samay any room to breathe. He took the c4 pawn. Samay realizes the pawn is gone. He saves his rook. Another pawn gone on a2. He is shocked. The rook now has to go to a1, and the bishop drops back to c4. And Samay now thinks, touches his bishop, puts it on d2, and now another pawn lost. Challenges the Grandmaster to a FIFA game. That's Samay's revenge arc incoming. Bishop c4, the Grandmaster's last move. The rook is now attacked. The rook has to move. Bishop a2 attacking the second rook. Both rooks getting attacked move by move. The bishop drops back to c4, and he plays bishop d2, developing his piece. A very logical move. But the problem, the knight not being on c3, the pawn on b2 is now hanging, and the second rook is, it's just complete destruction of the rooks. They are being moved around like pawns, and they have no choice. All they can do is suffer in this game. Yeah, Samay cannot believe it. He's like, okay, I have had enough. I think that was a very good game. He plays rook b1, bishop d4 from the Grandmaster, and here Samay in his true BM style plays queen to c2, missing the check towards the king, and he resigns.
I resign. This is 12 seconds, only 1 second, man. What's your rating, man? 25. Samay, do you want to play?
Meanwhile, Samay tries to find new opponents to beat. He would love to have the tag of defeating somebody at the GCL.